Hey guys, Jason with Ingrain Woodworks. Posted a video sometime last year of me unboxing my new Fuji Spray Mini-Mite 4. Right after that video, I actually had a back injury and I never got to show you guys this thing in action. I have done a little toying with it and I've got it all figured out. So today I wanted to kind of maybe just show you me using this in action. I've got this old dresser and nightstand here that I'm gonna paint up and put in my son's room. So it should be a pretty easy project to show you guys kind of how this thing works. For those of you who have not figured out what type of sprayer you're wanting to use, I've tried everything. I was actually gonna show them to you. I threw them away. I've had a bunch of different spraying options and I've hated them all. This is the first time I've ever been happy with any kind of sprayer that I've had. And I hope if anybody's on the fence, I can convince you to finally make that purchase. So the basics, if you watched the other video, you'd know this. The thing comes with a gun. The gun has all your basic stuff: flow control, fan, pattern, all that stuff, pressurized cup. You can choose to have gravity feed or the bottom cup, whatever that's called. And I chose this because I've had some bottom feeds before and I really didn't like them. It came with two different tips. That's a 1.3. I think the other one is a 1.0. Comes off real easy. Standard hex nut there that you can take off and clean the gun with. That's all basic stuff. The machine itself comes with this hose. I bought the this piece here on the end, which is more flexible than this hose. This stuff's pretty rigid, doesn't move real well. It has a on and off flow valve that you can use, and then it has quick connects as well. I will say one negative part of this machine is the sound. It is unbearably loud. It's like a shop vac times 2. It's unbearably loud, so that is one negative about the machine. So I've got this dresser here, which is from the 80s. Really nice construction. I've got the nightstand to match, got some shelves, doors, and then over here, all of the drawers. I did tape them off. I don't want to paint the inside. So fairly easy. So what I'm using for this project is from Sherwin-Williams. It is the Sherwood Lacquer Pre-Cat High Build. They put something in it too, because this is technically a primer, but they put something in it so that it is the final coat. I don't know what it's called, to be honest with you, but I don't like spraying lacquer and then having to come back and put a final finish on it. So anyways, it works pretty good. So take gun, very simple here, and fill it with paint. Now, I'm gonna do my best not to make a mess on camera. These little things that go on the top of the paint cans are like $3. And so I just buy one for every project because they're not worth keeping clean, to be honest with you. But they're made of silicone. You don't have to worry about the lids and stuff like that. Oh, I switched out to the 1.0 tip because of this lacquer being super thin. No need to cut it. But if you're working with thicker materials like latex or something like that, you can not only change the tip, but you can thin the material to your liking. So, all right, that's all. Tighten the lid down, and now we'll hook the machine up. Since this machine is so loud, I like to take it as far away as possible. Got a pretty long hose, so I put the machine way over there, make sure I've got enough room to get to all sides. One other thing, the machine has a filter on it I did place it on the ground over there, but I like to blow the dirt from around it so it's not sucking it up into the filter. I know everybody say, oh, your shop's so dirty, it's gonna affect the paint. No, it's not. This isn't a cabinet shop. I'm not going for perfection on this project. If I was doing a high-end project, I would definitely clean the shop, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be about the same. So, all right, so take, quick connect. Wow, that was hard. That's it. That is literally it. All right, so I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna turn the machine on. You'll hear it fire up. I'm putting earphones in. I'm gonna put a mask on as well. If you're spraying lacquer, this stuff stinks. I think it causes cancer in California and like 49 other states. So always wear a mask. If you don't wear a mask, you feel it. It is penetrating, but safety first. And I'm not much of a safety guy. So here we go. All right, so first coat on, not too bad. I tried to go heavy, but that cost me in a couple spots. You see on these sides right here, I have no idea what kind of finish was on this. I did sand it, and this is lacquer that usually handles most things, but I'll let that dry, and second coat should take care of it. But you can see right here, good coat on those drawers there. I'm gonna turn this fan off so you can hear. By the way, an exhaust fan in your shop, pretty clutch, especially if you're spraying lacquer. But anyways, most important part to a spray system to me is cleanup. Now, when I first got this gun, I thought it was a lot better than it was. I sprayed some lacquer thinner through it, and I was like, this is the best thing ever. After a while, a little buildup caused some issues, so I'm probably not gonna do it on camera. But what I like to do, pour the paint out of here, which I can go ahead and do that. I like to pour the paint out of here, and then I will take lacquer thinner. Cup's pressurized, by the way. I like to take lacquer thinner. You know what? I'll show it to you. What else do I gotta do? Alright, lacquer thinner. If you're using a latex paint or something, obviously all you gotta do is use water. I would imagine that cleanup is pretty easy because you can just do it in the sink. So your first goal is to get paint to come out of the gun. The majority of your paint needs to come out of the gun. I put it in there, and I like to shake it. That gets all the paint in that cup to loosen up. Then, just out of gravity, you can start clearing that paint. You could turn the machine on and pressurize it. I'll do that in just a minute, but. So this is running a little bit of paint, mostly lacquer, through the parts of the gun. At this point, oh no, never mind, I'll do that in a second. So, you give that a good shake. And since that has a lot of paint in it, I'll actually just go ahead and discard of it. Now, your cup has a lot less paint in it. Pour more lacquer in there. You can be as frugal as you want to with your own lacquer. Now you're really not dealing with a whole lot of paint. That is mainly clear. And at this point, I start cleaning the gun itself. Spray this towel down with lacquer thinner, and now you can start cleaning the gun. I like to keep my guns as clean as possible. You got overspray and everything that just over time it builds up and causes major issues. Notice I have yet to undo this mechanism because you can get them mainly clean without doing so. The next thing I like to do, I figured this out the hard way. This gun here, you can't even see it, but the edges right here on the inside are slightly belled. When this sits on it, it creates an airtight seal. I was not cleaning my gun good enough, and every time I would tip it over to the side or something, I was having leakage. Because it is a pressurized gun, if there is the smallest little leak, it will find its way out. Now, I also like to clean the threads really good so I can get an even better seal. And every now and then, I'll actually take this thing apart because you'll have some buildup that needs scraping or something like that. This lid, I'll clean the inside of it as well. Also gets a lot of buildup. If you ever have too much buildup, you can take something and kind of scrape it off after it dries. Like I said, I found this out the hard way, thought my gun was messed up. Quite frankly, it was just paint buildup that was causing a lot of my issues. One thing I've learned with this gun, and there's about 15 different things that have happened, but if you're spraying and it just doesn't feel right, it's not. Something's going on. Stop what you're doing, pour your paint out, figure it out. Because I have tried to power through thinking I was just crazy. If it doesn't feel right, it's not. So, all right. Now discard of that thinner. And I'm gonna do one more little rinse before I open it up. Take your hose off. Now it's looking good. I should have wore gloves, but I'm an idiot. One thing really important when you buy this thing, and I'm telling you this from experience, take this thing apart like 15 times before you start using it. It's kind of like a real gun. Just get used to it. Know what you have, know what, if you're putting it back together, what you're missing. You gotta know the gun or you're never gonna be able to take care of it. So, tip, very easy. Unscrew that. That comes off. That does have a little O-ring in it. Your tip, this is the 1.0, clean if you notice. And then take your little wrench here. You pop that loose, it'll screw right out. Clean. Take your, oh, that came off too. That has an O-ring on it as well. And that pops off. Then this comes off, still clean. Inside of there, clean. So you can probably clean these things without taking them apart, but one thing I found right here is this needle, and they did give me an extra needle. After a while, you can see a little bit right there. After a while, a little bit of buildup on there makes a humongous difference. I was doing a project and it was spraying real splotchy and couldn't figure it out. And I was spraying with like a really dark paint. I think it was dark green. I had to clean everything and I found where there was some buildup right here, but it was clear from urethane. And once I got that off, spray like brand new. I like to take all that apart, make sure everything's clean, and then let it sit, kind of dry out a little bit, and then I'll put it all back together and spray some more. So my goal for this video was to give everybody a very realistic, very honest review of this tool. And quite honestly, I love it. I think all sprayers require some work, like some cleaning. But honestly, this thing has been a game changer in my shop. Haven't used it as much because I was down for about 8 months, but by far the better sprayer I've purchased in the past. Now, before you go buying from Fuji, do your homework. There are different types of sprayers. They actually just released the 6, I think it is, that automatically adjust to the viscosity of the paint. Anyways, do your research. I went with the 4 because the 5 is stronger. It's made for materials that are harder to spray, thicker materials, which I don't really mess with. So I decided to step it down to the Mini-Mite 4. I can't fathom needing anything more, but I've said that in the past and bit my words. Cabinet men who may spray on site, this is also a really good option for that as well. It's very compact, it's very easy to carry. So it may be an option for guys that are actually doing sprayings on site. If you have any more questions, please reach out. Please like and subscribe my page, as it helps me out a lot. And I'll eventually do some more videos of me using this sprayer on some other projects. But for now, thanks for watching. Have a great day.